What is up, everybody? Welcome once again to the Unrelated Sports Podcast. I'm Andy McConnell. With me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Cody Allstat. Cody, how are we?
We're doing wonderful. It's a bright, sunny day in northern Iowa. Oh, wait, it's nighttime.
It was a really hot day in northern Iowa.
It was a hot day. Not as bad as yesterday, but it was hot.
I went outside yesterday was to get the mail. That was it.
I went out golfing this morning at like 8:30, and by 10 when I was finishing up, I was a ball of sweat, and that was before it got hot, really. It was just humid.
Yeah. It's just like you hit a wall of air. It's just not fun.
No. Not fun to be out in, and it's one of the 360 days a year that I'm very thankful that we work indoors. There's about 5 days a year that I wish I worked outside, but I get over that pretty quickly.
Most important question: how did you golf?
Meh, I'd say. Shot a 47 through 9. A lot of double bogeys. I don't know if I had a single par today.
You playing Jordan Spieth golf?
I was. Yeah, I think it was all. I think I had 3 double bogeys and 6 bogeys.
Nice. I mean, I would gladly take
Yeah.
that, but
I'm a little upset about it, but I'm okay.
Golfer than I am, so.
I was also playing golf with my son and trying to watch him at the same time, so it kind of distracted me. But I'm going to use that as an excuse.
Again, now, most important question. Did Aiden have fun, and has he learned to either love or hate the game yet? Because there's no in between. There's no middle ground.
I'm pretty sure he was running around with his golf club, loving it. So it's a little plastic golf club, but not like the Fisher-Price one. It's a little more solid. They have a little tennis ball that they use to hit it with it, and he was hitting that around. So
that's good.
His putting looked pretty good. I mean, he always ended with the ball in the hole. Maybe it was with his hands a few times, but he got it in there.
No, there was no official rules keeper there, so scorekeeper there, so you were good.
Exactly, it was fantastic.
Good. Rest of your weekend good then?
Yeah, I don't really remember what we did, but I know it was a good one. I hung out with the kids, I think, all day Sunday because my wife went to a golf tournament with her dad and brother. So we just kind of hung out and tried to stay sane. Yeah. How about you?
Let's see. Saturday night, watched a very chaotic NASCAR race. When 2 cars flip, or one flips and one half flips, it makes for a fun night.
I bet.
Sunday, went down and saw my brother before he started his final semester at college.
Oh, he's just got one semester left?
I know.
Wow. You should.
And then, yeah, that's about it. Then yesterday did not move much from inside because I do not handle heat well at all.
I mean, you are one of the worst sweaters I've ever met in my life. I mean, it's like 20, 30 below and you're a ball of sweat. So I can't imagine how
I think
90 degrees with 100% humidity is doing for you.
Even just a little bit where I walked outside to get the mail, and then when I walked back in, I was sweating. It was not good.
Yeah.
But other than that, pretty chill weekend, I would say.
Good.
Watch a little golf. The men's and the women's golf. Women's had their Open Championship at St. Andrews.
Oh yeah.
Lydia Ko got her 3rd career major after Nelly Korda kind of choked
on
the stretch, but that was fun. And then, go ahead.
Nelly Korda's still the number 1 in the world, right, for women's?
But I think Lydia might be hot on her tail because she did just win the gold medal as well.
Oh, yeah. Boy, does that do anything in the
not,
rankings?
I don't know. Maybe it does. World golf rankings are weird. I mean,
That's true.
These guys could come out and have a little tournament at like the Cresco Country Club, and it would like shoot them up the rankings boards. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
That's true.
And then, yeah.
Well, if they win, because your brother Austin might take him out the way he's been golfing lately.
He's been on fire. Good for him. I really wish I could hit the ball as far as
Prick.
he could. That would be fun. And then came home on Sunday after we got back from Cedar Falls and watched Keegan Bradley get a big win in I think it was the BMW Championship out in Colorado. Which is kind of cool considering that he wasn't even going to be in the field if not for Tom Kim. Poor Tom Kim. Going, I think, was it bogey, double, everybody was double bogey, his last 3 holes of the previous event. And that guy Keegan is the last spot in the top 50 or whatever. They go on to the...
Yep, because the thing is, it's top. He was at 51st, and then Tom Kim dropped.
Yep, and now Captain America, since Keegan's going to be the Ryder Cup captain. Well, he won, and now I think he's up to like 4th in the FedEx Cup standings, which I don't know how. I still don't know how. That's crazy. That works. It's all stupid. Their scoring is.
I don't.
Like now, Scotty Scheffler, I think, has a 2-shot lead, and they haven't even teed off yet.
Yep, which it's just dumb.
But what do we know? We don't know anything. No.
Not a lot.
Here's what I do know: Florida State. And I know this is college football. We're not looking at pro football yet. Oh, poor Florida State.
They played in Dublin, Ireland. Going into the season ranked number 10. Going up against a new Georgia Tech team.
This is not your Kelvin Johnson, Demaryius Thomas-esque Georgia Tech team where they only threw the ball like 10 times.
Right. This is like a new offense that they're probably pretty new at because
I think
they haven't used it ever.
A little bit last year. It's more like a spread offense type deal, but Florida State is the first ever team to be ranked 17th in the ACC standings. So good for them. Good for them. Go from 13-0, go from 13-0 and just missing out on the playoff last year. I don't know what's more embarrassing, their loss to Georgia or this loss to Georgia Tech. Maybe they just don't like the state of Georgia in general.
I don't think they're big fans of the state of Georgia. I kind of had let that slip my mind that they missed out on the playoffs last year and that, they went 13-0. I mean, just the fact they went 13-0 last year, missed the playoffs, which they would have gotten demolished.
Yeah, probably.
But the fact, because like half their team was
hurt and
wasn't going to play.
It was just good for Florida State. Good for them. Now they can all just shut up. Yeah.
They won't. But it's a legitimate gripe that they didn't get in it. If you go 13-0.
Yeah.
In a Power 5 conference.
They're not Alabama. So that's how
they are not Alabama. Money matters.
Now, Cody, I do want to stick with the college football team quick. This is going to lead us into our Pest of the Week because there is one thing that happened on Sunday night, and it's my one gripe about the new college football video game. I've never had this happen before until now.
Well, our Pest of the Week is brought to you by Decor Pest Control. Call Cass at... I just had it opened, and it disappeared. Call Cass. He handles residential and commercial pest control, including earwigs, cockroaches, ants, bed bugs, fleas, bees, box elder bugs, and he also treats for mice and rats. You dirty rat. Cass does offer quarterly and monthly services, and if you have any issues, call him at 563-419-3251 and tell him the boys from Unrelated Sports Podcast sent you.
Yeah.
Or tell him that somebody from Lick Tag Lawn Care sent you.
Hey, that's how we tie in our 2 sponsors.
Yeah.
We're
good at this.
Okay, so my little pest of the week here. It's more just it's glitches in video game software because this happens a lot. I mean, just on on any game that you play. So I'm playing Ashton, my brother, in a little friendly game of College Football 25 online here. I'm Indiana, he's Illinois. We're playing at Kinnick Stadium because why not? I scored a touchdown, go to take the late lead, with maybe about 30 seconds, a minute left. So, and then I think I got the 2-point conversion to go for 2. Either or I just kept the extra point. I'm up by 3. So Ashton drives down the field. I'm kind of with about 20 seconds left. I'm more just playing prevent defense because I don't want to get burnt over the top and lose my brother near the end of it. So Ashton then starts running the ball a little bit, gets a couple big gains, kicks field goal. We're going to overtime. I'm excited because, we're going to be all right. This is good. The nerves are up there a little bit because, again, you just don't want to lose. And then the game just basically freezes. And we are forced to basically just disconnect and end in it. And end
concede.
We couldn't even press pause or anything. Couldn't do any of that.
Right.
So, and I hate ties. I think I hate all ties. So, because...
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right. I actually played a game last night that it froze right after I finished it and didn't let me save the progress. So, yeah, I understand. It's stupid and frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, again, I love everything with this new college football game. It's been awesome. This is probably my only gripe. And it happens in video games in general, but it is a pest, especially when you want to beat your little brother and just remind him who's boss. So,
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So thank you, video game glitches. You are our pest of the week.
Let's see here. I'm just looking something up here.
Okay. Now you were telling me before we got on off air that there's some fun little wrestling transfer portal stuff going on.
Yeah. So first couple days of college, colleges started up this week, and so with I focus primarily on Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling. They had at least 3 starters from last year, and then plus more. Other people have left the program within the last week. Zach Glazier, who was our 197 pounder last year, he made the NCAA tournament, did not place. He is transferring to SDSU, the South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, where there have been many Hawkeyes have gone there. They kind of take some of our leftovers and some of them have done very well there. Seth Gross comes to mind. He ended up winning, runner up at SDSU at 133 pounds, and then he went on to win a national championship at Wisconsin. But so much transferring. And then Kobe Seabricht, also our 157 pounder from last year, also transferred to SDSU. And then Max Riggins, our 184 pounder, who wrestled for Waverly in high school. And he was wrestling up a couple weights to get in the lineup. He is transferring to Iowa State. We have had, some of the reasons that this is because we had our 197 pounder from Oklahoma, which I said his name earlier and now I can't remember it. Stephen Buchanan. He is coming in. He's previously finished 3rd at the NCAAs. He will be replacing Zach Glazier. We had Jacob Teemer coming from Arizona State. I think he placed second at the NCAAs last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, because he took an Olympic redshirt year, I think, last year. So he is going to be our 157 pounder this year, and then Kyle Parko is probably going to be our 141 or 149. He finished 4th or 5th in the NCAAs last year. So we've gotten better at a lot of these weights, but it's still hard to see some of these guys go. And you know, there's going to be a lot of people rooting for them against the Hawkeyes now. You know, like expect SDSU guys they're gonna remember wrestling for the Hawkeyes, and they're gonna have a little gripe with them. So, and then Riggins, to go to Iowa from Iowa to Iowa State, that's some bad blood
it's
there.
Treason. I mean, it just is.
Yep. There's 2 members there that have been at least 2 guys on their team, and I think he actually might have a brother. No, Kobe Seabricht has a brother that also is transferring to Iowa or SDSU. I don't know his name though.
Not like SDSU. I'm just gonna say that out. Not as much as NDSU, but SDSU is slowly climbing up the totem pole. Just
that's just football and UNI.
Yeah. College rivalries, they run deep.
They do.
And then you were telling me also one of the Ferrari brothers. Where's he? He's going somewhere.
Oh yeah, AJ Ferrari, who has been a topic of discussion many times. He wrestled for Okie State, won a national title for him as a true freshman in 2019. He is finally going to be hopefully using his second year of eligibility. This actually with 4 left to go, because of COVID. He will be taking his talents down to Northern California, I think. It's in California. California State Bakersfield.
The Roadrunners.
Going to be a Roadrunner. And it'll be interesting to see him there. I wish... I'm guessing I'm going to be talking about him again at least once or twice this year. So he'll be a 197 pounder. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
So
his brother is at Iowa. He does have a brother, at least one. His middle brother, I don't know what's really happening with him. But his youngest brother, Angelo, is on the Hawkeyes roster. If he sniffs the lineup this year or not, I don't know. But he will be one to be watched over the coming years.
Okay.
His middle brother, don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Cal State Bakersfield, I don't think they transfer. I don't think they're in the Big Ten now with all the conference realignment. So I don't think we have to worry about any crazy stuff there. Okay, so that's good.
No, none of the Pac-12 teams that the Hawkeyes or that the Big Ten absorbed, none of them have wrestling programs, which is sad because, like Oregon, there's a couple of wrestling programs that were in the Pac-12 that had wrestling team, but they had, like Stanford and Oregon State both do. Actually, Oregon State's head coach was the former Hawkeye head coach that Brands took over for, I believe. But
okay. So I wonder, if for the Pac-2, if they have like their wrestling championships, is there just going to be a duel basically between Washington State and Oregon State? If they both have programs, or if Washington State has programs as a program.
That would be really funny. I don't know what they're doing for wrestling because a lot of those like SDSU is part of the Big 12 in wrestling.
UNI part, isn't
and so is Air Force, UNI also. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I know a bunch of that stuff's weird when you start trickling down from the major, from the big, like your football, basketball. Yeah,
football and basketball.
Weird trickle down like that, but.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. If you had something.
Nope. I don't have anything else on the wrestling front right now.
I guess we did hear some big news too on Saturday, at work.
Awesome news.
We're Richmond till we die. Correct.
Correct.
So for all those who don't get it,
It is gonna
for all
be
those who don't get it, Ted Lasso season 4 coming. I don't know when.
confirmed.
Sometime coming to an Apple TV
Don't.
subscription near you. But
I'll have to get a subscription again.
and I heard I think most of the main
Yeah,
characters.
I think 3 or 4 main characters have confirmed already. And I'd assume Sudeikis is going to be in because of the fact that he's like one of the producers and one of the main guys that.
Yeah, he's coming back. I believe the actor that plays Roy Kent is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah Whittingham, who plays Rebecca, she's come back.
Yep.
The guy that plays Higgins, like Rebecca's right-hand man, he's coming back. And I think they're in talks to get Coach Beard to come back.
I hope so. Yeah, I think I know the guy that played Jamie Tart will not be in, or he will not be at least a main character, or he might have a cameo or two, but he will not be like a weekly. Scheduling conflicts have come up, and that's just part of the business, I guess.
Yeah, especially when you have a show that
Bastards.
that takes off, or that's off for like a year or two. I can't remember when exactly.
Yeah.
Season 3 ended, but that makes everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it all after it was done.
Good news.
Yep. And speaking of that, Wrexham is off to a good start in League One. They are 2-1-0 so far. I know. I mean, 2 wins, 1 tie, and no losses. I mean, undefeated in play so far.
Oh,
that's a good start for a promotion.
Layout is
yep.
Wins, ties, losses. Okay.
Wins, ties, losses. Yep.
Okay, interesting. Did not know that.
So, because hockey's different, right?
I think hockey and every other sport. I think is where you go wins, loss, draws, or win, loss, tie. That's how the NFL is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Wasn't hockey like something with like wins in overtime, and then, or maybe losses in overtime?
Yep, it's wins, losses.
Because they don't do ties.
Correct. No ties.
Okay. Right. Which is just the way it should be, but that's just me.
I know. I think that's everyone. I think that's everybody. I mean, nobody likes ties. Because, when was the last time that have the Dolphins been in a tie, like in your lifetime, that you can think of?
I don't remember any. Doesn't mean that they didn't have it happen, but that's a good question. When was the last Dolphins tie?
Because, the Packers have tied the Vikings twice, and it just makes me feel empty.
Those were two, were they the same season?
No.
Or with...
let's see, one of them was 13? Or was it 17? Whatever, or I think both of them might have been the years. No, one of them was 2018, and I think the other one was 2013, maybe, when Rodgers broke his collarbone.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I got the years.
I just...
Yeah.
Maybe it was what was the years again?
I want to say it was 2013 and 2018. I'm gonna look quick, but
I'm gonna say that the 2018, that their second game of that season, that was their first game that they tied of the season, or their first game, and I want to say that their second game was very close to becoming a tie, and then somebody came away with the win at the end.
So. Yep, 2018. That was week 2. That's when the tie happened. Yep, I do remember.
Okay.
That was a bad year for the Packers. That's when McCarthy got fired. That was bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Vikings won the second game. I'm trying to remember how that game went. because Rodgers he didn't hurt his collarbone yet, or he was playing with a broken leg and stuff from the Bears game, but and then the 2013 game, that was when Matt Flynn came in. He replaced Scott Tolzien during the game, and that was fun. That was really fun.
The Dolphins last tied a game on October 4th, 1981. So before I was alive, before Dan Marino was their quarterback.
What was the score of that game? It's like 1919.
I'm
assuming it's probably a weird score.
28-all.
High scoring game back in the day. Okay.
They've actually had multiple though. They've had 4. 28. Yep, 28-28, 10-10, 20-20, and 14-14.
So actually, like, kind of just not weird scores. Like, okay.
No.
Very, very interesting.
But we're getting off subject. We're talking about football, and it is what we do. Saw some notes. What else did you have?
Let's see. I don't know. I think honestly the only other stuff that I had in here was football related.
All right. Well,
I guess code. Yeah.
You know what, Andy? You know what? I'm gonna do it different. Andy, you want to talk about football?
That's it. It's weird coming out of your mouth that way, but I thought you.
I know. Let's go. NFL season is so close we can taste it.
9 days away. 9 days away. Hey, and Cody, I have some breaking news for you.
The Chiefs versus the Ravens.
I have some breaking news for you. You know, today was cut day, or officially cut day for the NFL.
Oh, yep.
Patrick Mahomes did make the Chiefs' final roster.
That was a close one.
I heard it was like basically it came down to the deadline. So.
Yeah. Jordan Love, is he
that was close too. I mean, before his contract kicked in, but I think he made it. Did Tua suck enough? Did he not make it, or is he good?
You know, as much as people want to say he sucks, he did make the squad. Him, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle all somehow got on.
I do have 2 disappointments though for my Packers who did not make it. Number 1, fullback Henry Pearson. We lost a good one there because he's a fullback. And
yeah.
Everybody knows that fullbacks are people too.
They are. That's weird to hear you say.
We're just switching everything up. And then also the Packers had to put A.J. Dillon on IR because he suffered another stinger a few weeks ago, and those things are tricky.
For those who need a translator, that was stinger. There's a G in there that Andy doesn't pronounce. Anyway, the Dolphin. I mean, were there any big cuts that you heard about today that really surprised anybody?
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, he'd probably be the biggest name that I heard of, I guess.
Cut first-round pick Lewis Seen from like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Nah, that's kind of about it. I didn't really hear anything else big.
Yeah. I think the Dolphins cut Nick Needham, who played some very good football for us in injury time, basically. But he was a undrafted free agent that made the squad and played some very meaningful downs. He was a very good player for a little while, and you want to see all these guys do their best. And there's some trades going on, but
Bailey Zappi got cut by the Patriots. I mean, guy who did start.
That's true. Mike White got cut by the Dolphins too. He's already signed with the Bills.
He just go.
He's going to Buffalo.
Is he going to New York then? Or not New York.
He's already been to New England. I'm guessing within the next year or two.
He has to complete the circle that is the AFC East.
Yeah, Fitzmagic couldn't do it. He can do it.
freaking White.
I believe Mike White grew up a Dolphins fan, though.
Oh. Well, poor guy. Now he's no longer a Dolphins fan.
Wouldn't it be tough to, like, go to your favorite team and then get cut by them?
Yeah. See, like, I've often thought about this. Like, if I was good enough to play in, like, you know, you're, like, me being the dire Packers fan that I am. Yeah, I would say, if I was in his shoes, like a backup quarterback, I would just say, yeah, put me on Green Bay, and then if I get cut, I'm calling it quits. That's what we're gonna do.
You'd like to say that until the dollar sign started coming at you to be a backup somewhere.
Probably.
That makes a big
Unless if
difference,
it's the
I think.
Team Purple or the team in Chicago or the team in Detroit.
I mean, I'm going to say that some of your best players of all time have gone to a few of those teams. So
Yeah, I know. That's because they're.
And if they can do it, I think you
they're
can do
all
it
good.
too. Favre,
Yeah,
Brett Favre.
Rodgers to go there. It's going to happen. Probably not now, but I'm still just holding out hope. Maybe
I don't see it.
Instead.
I don't know. Just throw everybody off.
No, I probably shouldn't get off topic here, but I don't care. We're going to. I did see a comment. Somebody said that Jared Goff is one, like, maybe MVP season or one semi-good season away from being a Hall of Fame candidate. Whatever they're smoking, I'll take some of that, I guess. Because, just no. This is also a guy who's probably one bad season away from getting traded or cut.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I would see him not in the NFL before I would, like, on accident, like not by his doing. I would see him cut from the NFL before I would see him making a MVP. Like, he's nowhere near as good as elite Joe Flacco ever was.
Yeah,
like at the prime type of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think Joe Flacco should be in the conversation, so I don't think this guy should be anywhere near that conversation.
No, I mean, if he were to get in before Matt Stafford or maybe Russ, I still don't think Russ is a Hall of Fame quarterback either. But for sure, Matt Stafford, then we got problems.
Yeah. I see Matt Stafford as a Hall of Famer. Russell Wilson, I see him as a Ring of Honor for a team.
I've never thought of it that way. That's a very good way to look at it.
He is a Ring of Honor Seahawk. Definitely not in Denver.
That's he might be in the Ring of Fire in Denver. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Jordy Nelson. Love Jordy Nelson. Put up very good stats. Except, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can. Yep, you can still go in the Packers Ring of Honor. You just can't have your jersey retired unless you're in the Hall of Fame. That's their. That's basically their rule. So.
Okay.
Also, C.D. Lamb got paid. Pretty good money.
Yeah, that's. Yep. Did he get paid more than Jefferson?
More guaranteed, but I think Jefferson's is more total.
More per year.
So that was interesting. So now Jamar Chase and Brandon Ayuk just wait and wait and wait.
Yeah, Jamar Chase did report today.
So that's good, at least. Also,
I haven't seen anything on Ayuk, I guess.
Trent Williams has also not reported yet for the 49ers. That's not good. That's bad.
Purdy gonna die.
I saw something yesterday on Sunday, that Purdy's numbers with Trent Williams, he has maybe 28 touchdowns, 2 picks. It's something like really, really good. Without Trent Williams protecting his blind side, he has 3 touchdowns, 9 picks. That's bad.
Yeah, it's a bit of a difference.
That's kind of bad. So I'm honestly hoping the Niners don't get that deal done and just let it push.
Well, he is an old man too.
Probably going to be should be in the Hall of Fame, I would think.
Oh yeah, I would. He would. I would put him as a first ballot Hall of Fame contender.
I mean, he did
Contender, not necessarily for sure, but
like if not
consideration. I wouldn't be upset with him.
if not first ballot, for sure second ballot. Like kind of one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean,
Yep.
he did well in Washington when they were bad.
So that really describes any period of time ever since. When was the last time they were relevant?
RG3, 2012.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Kirk Cousins for a year in 2015.
That was about it.
That's other than that, I mean, that's probably when they were led by Sean Taylor defensively. That's about it. And other than that, the early 90s when they won the Super Bowl. Kind of like Dallas.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's been kind of like Dallas was kind of like today. Peaked in the 90s.
Oh, hey, I see what you did. That was good. Look at you being funny.
I try. I stole that.
Also, Green Bay traded for Malik Willis.
Oh, yeah.
If Jordan Love goes down, the season's screwed anyway, so it's whatever.
That's kind of funny that I'm not judging this because me and you are both, I think, firm believers that like quarterbacks are blamed unfairly for wins and losses sometimes, but your high caliber quarterbacks, we also agree that like if they're not there, the season is done.
Minus the Browns last year, where you're led by an awesome defense, if you can throw in retirement Joe Flacco into the fold, and let Flacco Mania run for a month until it finally wore off. Yeah,
hard,
very, very hard. But other than that, it is. Also, I do want to say too, I'm surprised that it took the Packers management long enough to know that Sean Clifford sucks at throwing a football. Like, when you're a quarterback at Penn State, your one job is don't throw the football. They just want you to run. Yeah. And now he went to the pros and they figured, oh, hey, wait, he can't throw at all either. It's kind of like Ohio State has Will Howard, the transfer from K-State, where Kansas State's basically the Big 12's version of Penn State, where their quarterbacks can't throw.
They don't need to.
They don't need to. They just can't. They run the football so much. That's why I don't quite get why everybody has Ohio State going to the college football like national championship game. I don't get it.
It'll be an interesting season. 12 team playoff is like, even just playing it on that game, it's like that's daunting.
Especially
when you get there and they're the, especially like when you get to the final like 4.
And I mean, somebody's gonna have to go. Might have to go on technically the road for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
Before they get to the natty, or before winning the natty, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know what to make of it. But
it'll be fun to watch that.
Do you have a national championship prediction? I'm not gonna ask you to predict the playoff because that's 12 teams. So that's too many.
Well, I have a little homer in me. I think the Horns make it. I don't think that they go through the season unblemished. I think they make the playoffs with a loss to Michigan early on in the season. And I think it'll be Texas versus Georgia.
You and I are on the same wavelength, my friend. The same wavelength. That scares me.
I was trying to tell myself getting myself another team to take over Georgia, but
they're all for blood.
Yeah, Georgia's the new Bama.
Lost last year. Didn't get to go to the playoff.
Yeah.
Humiliated Florida State. Kirby Smart's never. Yeah, Kirby Smart's never happy.
They
Kirby
decimated
Smart's never
them
happy at all. Yeah, they're going to be out for blood, and Carson Beck might be the only top quarterback prospect in this whole draft class that's coming up. I think he's a favorite to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody beating him at all.
The thing about Texas I like about Texas the most is if their quarterback goes down, they're gonna be okay at quarterback.
Who do they got backing up Quinn Ewers?
There's I can't remember. He's got a famous last name. I think it's kind of big in football. Similar in no way. No, this guy can actually like throw. He threw accurately and smart, not just wing it.
Does he have a big head?
He had an uncle with a giant forehead, and he had another uncle that he played the Patriots really well.
Which that might still be the biggest question mark like ever of how.
Right. But yeah, Archie Manning.
Good old.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right.
Manning.
That's true.
Yeah, you have a veteran leadership in Quinn Ewers. You don't get that a lot nowadays in college football at all.
No.
So yeah, I like Steve Sarkisian as a head coach.
I do too. I think he's really learned a lot as the head coach now. I think because has he been a head coach before?
Was he at USC or was he at Washington? Where the heck was he at? I think he was at Washington and he got fired. Or was he at SC?
I think I thought he got fired. I want to say USC, but I think like that was my biggest fear with like Adam Gase is I think a lot of these head coaches almost need to be humbled a little bit, and I think when they get fired and then they earn their spot back again, because like once you get fired, usually they're not hiring you right away to be a head coach again. You're going to have to take a step back and earn that spot again, show that you're willing to do the work and get humbled a little bit. And I think you learn a lot in that getting fired process. And I believe Sarkisian has learned that and is one heck of a football coach, especially on the offensive side.
So I'm looking, and yeah, he yep. So it was at Washington, and then he went to USC when that's where he got canned.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's when I think he was having some maybe alcohol problems too, or some addiction problems. So
yes, he is. Why are both of my favorite head coaches ex-alcoholics?
McDaniels too.
Yeah. Yep. He got fired from the Texans. That was because of it, basically. You should. There's a video. I'll try to find it and send it to you. A video about McDaniel, like just showing how he's wired.
Oh, okay. No, I think I've seen that one. Never mind. I think I that makes sense.
Jeff Darlington. Yeah, like however he keeps like track of how many days he's been sober, like on his desk, and
good for him.
Yeah.
In all honesty, that's good. That's good for him. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
I
love to see a guy clean himself up and.
So you're not picking
do all the right things
at all to go to the.
They could go to the Big 12 mediocre bowl.
The Alamo Bowl. Okay. Actually,
That's.
I shouldn't bash that, but yes.
I forgot about the Alamo Bowl.
I was playing in that a good amount, so. Yeah, I
remember the Alamo.
I knew what you were saying. As soon as I was talking,
okay.
That's like, oh, I knew what you're talking about.
I
didn't eat week 1 anyway. On Thursday night by North Dakota State. As much as I hate those idiots from Fargo, I think they go into Boulder and win. They're only 9-point underdogs.
God, that'd be. Wow. That's pretty. I mean, for a FCS school, that's really cool. going up against what a year it's been for Prime, because like last year the media loved him. This year, not so much. He is not a loved man right now.
Media from there, like any of their games and press conferences and everything, it's like, oh, Coach Prime.
180 there.
Well in Dallas next year when he's their head coach.
Do you think they'll hire him after he has a 4-12 and a 6-7 season?
Jerry Jones do anything logical at all?
What 4-12?
Yeah.
4-8 was that?
Have you ever seen Jerry Jones make a logical decision on anything?
He paid CD Lamb.
Okay, a blind squirrel finds a nut eventually.
Like that's, I'm not a huge giant contract guy, which CD Lamb is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and deserves to be paid like one. That was a smart move of theirs. They need to sign Micah Parsons next. That would be their next smartest move. I would say he's more important to their team than Dak is.
I think they need to re-sign Dak. I think they need to give him the biggest contract in history.
I'm sure you want that.
Very much.
But I'm not saying, I don't think he's a bad quarterback by any means. It's just
he's a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. If he was the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he wouldn't have this type of fanfare and people asking, "Oh, should he make this much?"
Right.
I mean, in all honesty.
Well, the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars has been really good.
But Sunshine also had a lot of hype because being the number one pick. I just mean if you were a 4th-round pick and we're in Jacksonville like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I know you're really high on Sunshine, and I like Sunshine. It's just the hype. The game has not met the hype on him yet, and the money has met the hype, but the game has not. They're paying for him for potential.
Serious question here. Let's say Jacksonville has another subpar year. Does Sunshine start to fall in the Justin Herbert category of guys who the media loves but just can't perform?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, puts up big stats and no wins to show for it.
But yet has all this God-given talent.
Yeah. That's a very good question.
I'm glad I finally brought something to the table here.
About time.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. I'll have to ponder that for a while.
Wait, Christian Ponder?
Samantha Ponder, hope you find a job. If you want to co-host this show with us, we'd love to have you every week. Probably bring our ratings up. Yeah. We need somebody to make us look even dumber.
It takes a lot to do, Cody.
No.
Let's see. Other than that, any other big football news or anything else you want to talk about? I think we've basically covered everything.
Yeah, I don't got much else. I know 9 days from now will be awesome.
Technically, 4 days from now will be awesome. A lot of very good week 1 college games.
That's true. There are. And what, 133 of the 134 college football teams have a game week 1?
Teams, yeah.
FBS.
The only one not is Cody's Ball State Cardinals.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
Can't even play game week 1.
No 0 or week 1 game. But that's partial. You know what? I blame North Dakota State. Well, they're an FC. There's one game that they right there. FCS FBS game.
State then 2. I mean, you can blame all these.
Yep.
FCS, yeah.
I know, but I want to blame. I was trying to make you happy because you hate North Dakota State, but you know what? Screw you, Andy.
Well, that was hurtful.
Well, um, does uh, does your
Oh,
cousin?
yes. Thank you.
Do they have a game week
I
one?
should leave that in there. Yes, the Indiana State Sycamores go to another team that I hate. They play Purdue, which interstate game.
Ooh,
Um,
the
It's
Boilermakers.
at 11 o'clock on the Big Ten Network, wherever you can find the game if it's in your viewing area. Yeah, I don't know. That game will be interesting. I'm curious on how Indiana State's offense looks.
Captain Garrett
Captain,
Allendike.
second team All American, first team All Missouri Valley. Pretty freaking cool. I'm gonna be honest.
It is cool.
Proud cousin right here. So.
Yeah, he could beat you up.
Oh wait. Here would stand be like it wouldn't even be close. Like I would. Oh, good.
Is Garrett the one that you said is a good golfer, or was that
No, both of them are good golfers.
Clayton?
Yeah.
Are they both? I don't. Somebody was telling me that one of them has like they don't use their hips at all, but they piss pound the golf ball.
I could be wrong.
Like a statue out there, but he just with his arms, he just piss pounds it.
That's probably Garrett being the defensive player that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know though. But yeah, I'm excited to watch him play though.
We're good. I'll be paying attention.
That's good. I think a lot of people in this area will. So yeah, hopefully, main thing that he gets out of the season. That's goal number one.
Are you going to any of his games this year?
I will be going to one. Yes,
UNI.
Their actually last game of the regular season. They play at UNI the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So
okay.
Yeah.
Their regular season's done that quickly, early.
Yeah, most. I mean,
God, that's
FBS
crazy.
Done 1 week after.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, because you got to get them done before finals and everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
As the NCAA loves to say, these are student athletes.
Oh, okay. Making more than a lot of NFL. I mean, there's a lot of college athletes making more than like lower tier NFL players.
I mean, Arch is making almost 3 times as much as Brock Purdy's making.
That is crazy true.
The guy who doesn't even play.
The guy was in the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, NIL. You do wonderful things.
Then again, I was hearing like rumors of like some of these college wrestlers, like I don't know how much truth there is to it, but getting like $500,000 a year to wrestle one season.
Well,
so
I mean, like, obviously this is a apples to oranges comparison, but like Livy Dunn, the gymnast for LSU, was making a motherload amount of money with all her different endorsements and everything.
Yeah.
Good for college. Good for the college kids. Just please learn how to spend your money wisely. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
No,
don't blow it all.
No, because that would not be good. Other than that, Cody, you ready to dive into our weekly top 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we are.
Good to know. So, as always, our weekly top 5 is brought to you by the aforementioned Lick Take Lawn Care. We gave them a little shout out earlier.
We sure did. And actually, I just picked up some lawnmower parts from them, and they're a good group of guys to go in and visit with, while also they will get you the right part. It's nice. My lawnmower has never run better.
That is good. I know, again, the boys there, they do a really good job. They really do.
They do. They did a great job with a golf course when they did that.
Know.
They turned that golf course around.
Shame that they can't do it anymore for various reasons.
Right.
But yeah, the boys at Lick Tags is your one-stop shop for lawn maintenance, turf health programs, snow and ice management, small engine sales and service, as Cody just said, and pressure washing. It's a business that started 10 years ago. and their dream was to bring customers top quality work with an unrivaled eye for detail, and by golly, they've done that. So, if you have questions about lawn, and when we get to wintertime, which we're coming up, any power washing stuff or anything like that, give the boys at Lick Tags a call at their number, and I guess I've been saying their number wrong in the past. Like their Facebook page is different from their website. So, completely disregard the number that I've said earlier, and give the boys a call at 563-203-4238 and tell them that the guys at the Unrelated Sports Podcast sent you there.
Perfect.
So, Cody, what do we got for a top 5 this week?
We are going to do, just with the NFL season right around the corner, we're going to do our top 5 NFL stadiums that we would like to visit, like ones that we have not been to yet. Yeah, I'm going to start off with numero 5. And I lost it. Where'd I put you? I just wrote it. Notes. Top 5. My number 5 will be Allegiant in Viva Las Vegas.
Outside my hotel room. The Death Star.
Yep. It's just, I just think it'd be a really cool weekend trip or whatever. Like, go to Vegas. You can usually get cheap flights, but you can't get cheap game tickets there.
No, especially for a new stadium like that. No.
But I'd like to see the Dolphins play the Raiders in Vegas.
Okay, so this took some big thought here. But my number 5, I'm going to go with actually one of the newer stadiums in the league. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. You know that the Packers have yet to win there. It'd be cool if they don't play there, if they would play there on like a Thursday night or a Monday night, because then you can go to Chick-fil-A. They got a Chick-fil-A in the stadium. But
oh yeah, actually, their Chick-fil-A is open on Sundays. They have some kind of an agreement with that stadium. I thought I read it was.
They changed that.
I'll have to do some more research.
But, yeah, I've heard it's a wonderful stadium. They do a cool thing with the roof, like if they need to ever open and close it.
Yeah,
and they're kind of like a halo type scoreboard too. It's very, very interesting. So yeah, that will be my number 5.
All right. Well, takes a little off of my next pick, but my number 4 is also Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Just one of the newest ones. It's beautiful, and actually one of the most affordable stadiums to go to. Like, they have the best prices on your chip, or like your drinks and food and stuff like that there.
Did not know that.
Yeah, fun fact for you.
My number 4, we're gonna go to Kansas City. We're going to Arrowhead. I want to experience how loud that place is, especially when the Chiefs are good. Maybe I can sit up with Jordan Love's mom and fiance. If we could put up way up in the nosebleeds. But yeah, it'd be just cool just to experience that, like, and just to hear how shattering your ears get.
That would have been a good one for me to pick, but I did not pick that. I'm kind of disappointed in myself right now. My number 3, though, is another newer stadium. The house that Jerry built. AT&T Stadium in Dallas. I just want to see the screen. I want the biggest TV in the world. Right? I do. I am particular. I think the Dolphins ones are hotter, but I've also met a lot of Dolphins ones when I went to Miami. So,
fun.
I mean, they're different now, but
fun fact for you. You know the Packers are one of 6 teams without cheerleaders.
I know. I think the Lions are another one.
I can't remember who the other teams are, or like aside from Detroit, but maybe Washington. I can't remember. But you and I are in agreement with number 3. By the way, I'm going to Lambeau South, also known as Jerry World, because Green Bay has never lost there yet.
You went from one. Your number 4 was one that Green Bay hasn't won at, and now number 3 is one that they haven't lost at. All right.
Let's see. We've never lost to Dallas, and we beat Pittsburgh for the Lombardi Trophy there. So, yeah. So Jerry
Nice.
World coming in at number 3.
Well, my number 2 is the house that Peyton built, Lucas Oil Stadium, and actually, I will be visiting that this season. So, very excited for that.
I've seen that also from outside of my hotel window. I have a picture with that when we went to the Brickyard 400 about
World traveler here.
But yeah, so it is pretty sweet. Yeah, the house that Peyton was going to be then the house that Andrew Luck ran until he had to retire, unfortunately. But yeah, that would be a pretty cool stadium. And now is it basically now the house that Pat runs? You know, Pat McAfee.
I would have to agree with
He's
that.
kind of a superstar there.
He's kind of a superstar
Maybe
everywhere,
we'll run
honestly.
into the boys there. The boys from the Pat McAfee show.
I can wear some Hawkeye wrestling stuff.
Shout out from Ty Schmidt. Okay, yeah. See,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe do that. Maybe you can do that on that Saturday or whenever. I don't know how many days you guys are going to be there, but
I'm not sure either. I got to look into that.
Okay. Number 2 is, I don't know, there's a toss-up between number 2 and number 1. But we're going to go to the stadium that kills birds, U.S. Bank Stadium.
I can't have that on there because I have been there, but
I would like to go there just once, and then just to laugh in Vikings fans' faces when Jordan Love beats them. And I've heard it is a pretty cool game day experience.
it is.
I know,
It is.
I would probably have to
It's a beautiful
scratch
place.
out my eyes when they're doing the stupid skull chant, but
I don't know. It's pretty electric in there. Even though the Dolphins lost on it, it was a fun experience.
So I guess who's number 1 for you? I'm kind of curious.
I am gonna go like all of the most of the stadiums I did were new. I'm gonna go with one of the oldest ones, Soldier Field.
What? Why? Why would you want to go there?
This is the history of it.
There is no history.
I think I just want to see it. I want it. And it's like one thing is it's one of the closest stadiums to here that I haven't been to, but there's just a lot of. I mean, Mike Ditka was the head coach there.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Ditka
there too.
85 Bears, who the Dolphins beat, so I'm okay with that.
But that stadium is a dump. I don't know why you'd ever want to go there.
I think it's on its last few years. Like it's the same type of thing as like Wrigley, and like Wrigley's nicer, but not much more history of winning.
No, but they're the Cubs. They're the lovable losers. It's not the Bears.
Yeah, I want to see it before you can't.
I don't. That place can burn down for all I care about. What do you think my number 1 is? I'm just curious if you have an idea.
Is it is a stadium that holds multiple teams, NFL teams?
No. Okay.
I'm out.
I mean, you're kind of on this rough. You're on the right coast, if I'm thinking of what you were thinking. It's a place where the Packers have had a lot of bad luck. Very loud. It was called Quest Field. It was called CenturyLink Field. I believe it's called Lumen Field now. I want to go to Seattle just to hear how loud that place gets.
Yeah, you have two. I mean, you have two stadiums that are the two loudest NFL stadiums there are. And that I do want to go to Seattle. I just don't want to go to Seattle.
That's fair. I mean, I can at least wear, like, before the Packers game, I can at least wear, like, Sonics gear because bring them back. But yeah, I keep hearing that is the loudest stadium in the NFL. I just want to hear how loud.
Yeah, that is a That is a very good point. That would be a
Okay.
fun one to see.
Quick question: what's the number one stadium you would not want to go to?
I think because when I think of the stadiums I don't want to go to, I think more of the cities. I think the one I don't want to go to, well, it's kind of bull crap because I want to go to all of them. But the one I'm the most scared of going to is Philly.
I'm going to stick in that same division. Part of me wants to go there just to see how bad the stadium actually is. I want to go to FedEx Field because I've heard that place is it's an even worse dump than Soldier Field. But
interesting.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so I was just curious. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is our weekly top 5.
Even if Andy shits on my team, it's fine. On my stadiums.
I mean, I didn't totally bad thing.
Yeah, you did.
I only said one bad thing. That was about Soldier Field because that place is a dump.
Maybe I like dumps.
Do you have to take one right now? Okay.
Maybe.
Hey, at least you didn't say anything bad about Lambeau. That's good.
I've already been there.
It's heaven. So.
I would not rate it as one of my favorite stadiums I've been to.
And this was the last episode of the Unrelated Sports Podcast because this is where the breakup happened.
Like the history, I like the history and stuff of it, but like it's just you're packed in there like sardines. Like it's a good and a bad thing. It's not a comfortable place to be.
It's the closest thing to a college field that you can get in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't like college football fields. If I wanted to go to a college game, I'd go to a college game.
Whatever. I got nothing anymore.
It's more like a high school bleacher than it is a college.
Wow. Best aluminum bleachers in the NFL. I had the tour guide said that.
Because they're the only.
Exactly. But you know what? Okay, whatever. You got anything else insightful you want to tell the people here before I shut you?
Well, I do want to tell you one. The Packers just cut their best player by getting rid of.
That is true.
Their fullback, because fullbacks are people too, and the best teams in the NFL have a fullback.
Statistically true.
It is.
Also, pour one out for the quad father.
Please
pour one out for the quad father. For AJ Dillon, since he's out for the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He does have some huge. Yeah. AJ Dillon, boo. Please follow, subscribe, watch us, tell your friends.
Leave some comments about how much of an idiot Cody is.
All that. My wife will jump right on that.
That's good. We need negative reviews to balance out the positive ones.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't got anything.
I know you kind of already said it, but I'll just say it since you stole my line. Just remember, everybody, fullbacks are people too.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.